Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you on this Daily Hindu and Lunch video in the morning. These videos come in the evening, the MCQ lessons they come. And 26th of September it is. This month is about to end and a lot you need to discuss, a lot you need to introspect, a lot you need to manage, and evaluation must be there. This periodical evaluation is the key for success in this examination. So this is the time that you recalibrate yourself. It is end of the September and only 3 months in this year, and dedicate this time totally for the mains stage. So these articles are extremely important, and Pocket News app is trending on Google Play regarding these courses. You will get the description and the link below the video, and you can call on these numbers, and the chat section is available here, and PDF you will get here on this Facebook group, and you will also find the Telegram channel's link on this page, and you can follow me on Instagram too. Some words that I found today, and now about the articles. This article and this article, these two big articles, they are unique today, and I will tell you why you should read these two. And I have given you an important mains question also. Actually, it is a kind of a essay topic, and UPSC has asked these kind of issues this year. The mains is going on, and they have shown us again that they will never miss these kind of psychological, philosophical, and interpretation based issues, and things which are around us, things which are happening, things which may become political very easily, but the substance of these issues that you must understand. So whether it is the issue of societies, human rights, and the expression issues, democratic values issues, constitutional values issues, they are actually making the core of the syllabus, and especially in the mains, all the relevant questions, they are more or less related to these basic terms only. Global Goalkeeper Award is given to Prime Minister Modi by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I have asked you some questions regarding that in the evening session, and you can go through that. So this was great because of that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and other missions, toilets, and developmental aspects. He has been given this award, and he deserved all those things because those missions are going on, announcements were done, schemes were in multiple numbers, and things are going on according to official reports. On the ground, in reality, what is happening? Have we become a real Swachh Bharat or not? That's different, but we are paying a Swachh Bharat cess, that's for sure. But India has become Swachh. All the rivers, Ganga, they have become cleaner. That's a separate issue. That is the issue of evaluation. But the social fabric and the democratic values, these two important things, plus the basic of all the progress, the basis is the proper knowledge and awareness aspects, where the role of media is extremely important, and that is why it is called the fourth pillar of democracy. We all know about that, but this fourth pillar has become a plastic pillar these days, and this is working in a way, means the majority of the media today that has become so committed that they do not even ready to ask a single question to the establishment, and they all are in a race to bring more and more glorification dramas on the TV, and they will mock opposition, they will mock Pakistan's leaders, they will mock any other person, they will ask questions to all other party members, they will ask question to civil society experts who are questioning, who are demanding some clarification. They will ask all of them. They will even call them they will even abuse them in some particular terms, like secularists, Khan Market gang, these gang, those gang, these think tanks, they have become gang members according to these media houses, and this is the kind of advertisement that they have done. And to the naive populations of India, because education is a real problem, means people may be literate, but they are not really educated. So that lack is having its consequence today, and these people, these over smart media houses, they are able to manipulate the minds, brainwash the minds very, very easily. And that is why when you destroy the knowledge, you destroy a nation. That is the basis, because without awareness, without proper knowledge, without a right information, people are dead, democracies are dead, and devastation will be there. Whatever progress we have made, devastation will start, and all will come to a stage where things we will have to start again and again, whether it is economy, whether it is political establishment, whether it is something in terms of progress. So basis of these issues, the social issues, the social concerns, where mob lynchings, cow vigilantism, these kind of unprecedented problems we are experiencing. People are getting killed on road, video evidences are there, but murder charges are not there in the charge sheets. Video evidences are there for the rapists, for the people who are involved in some molestation and some other wrongdoings, and those people who claim themselves to be very sanskari people, those people, and their video evidences are available. But who is attacked? The person who is complaining, that girl, she is taken to the custody, and charges of extortion and all these things are there. So that's a part of the inquiry, but some things are apparent. Means what kind of saints are there, the so-called saints in some parties. So these people have brought a particular situation in this country, and that situation is really observable by the experts and by some intellectual minds, because these things are not very tough to understand that what's happening. The problem is not very simple. These are coupled with many dangerous degenerations, or you may say negative developments. They are coupled with these social problems. Unemployment is there, economic slowdown, and the a kind of a face of a crisis we are looking at. That situation is also there. So some things are apparent. If we talk about the law and order situation, we saw the case of that Unnao girl and the Kuldeep Sengar's issue, where the whole family was killed, and the kind of dramatic events that unfolded, and that was not very tough case to be understood. But still, we wait for the verdict. But verdicts are given for forest dwellers. Verdicts are given for some people who are asking questions, some people who were questioning the agendas of the government, some people who were scholars, who were professors, but allegations were there that these are people who are doing some seditious activities, and they are involved in some kind of a plot, supporters of the Naxalites and all, and these are unapproved allegations. Those were there, and those people are behind the bars serving a torturous term there. So collectively these problems are observed, and on the basis of these things many issues are accumulated, like the NRC issue and Kashmir issue, many things, mob lynching cases and all. So based on that, some people have questioned this award to our Prime Minister, because he's so popular, and he has a certain command, an unprecedented command in a single person's hand in our country, we have seen for the first time after the emergency period. So that is why allegations are there, and the administration is mainly commanded by our Prime Minister. So that is why these questions are raised by even the Nobel laureates, that India is going through a chaotic situation, and anything may be a future for India, and human right violations are there. Now we accept these things, that's a different thing, we accept it or not, but allegations are there. So because of these allegations, they are questioning this move. But that is not much important to us. What is important in this article? The way she is citing all these problems, and she is talking about the meanings of freedom, the meanings of democratic values, the meaning of right expression, the meaning of rights issues, and how do we confirm this thing that we, after independence, living a truly free life, a life where fear is not there, and some basics of the life, they are accessible to us or not. And the most important thing is the right information and the role of the media. So that's why this question becomes very relevant, and you can write all these things according to you, because a lot of politics is also involved in this issue, so we will not go into that thing. But the next article is also connected. The way they are popularizing this issue, one nation and one everything, means one nation, one card, one nation, one vote, one nation, one election, one nation, one language, one nation, one party is certainly going to be a phenomena very, very soon, because they have started talking about it, they have started popularizing it, that all regional parties are a major hindrance to India's progress, and this country should be united, and only a few parties must remain in the center. And we all know what is the status today. Only one party, the ruling party, is exercising a lot of authority, and election funding is also going towards a party which is more than 90% of the funds, they are going towards one side. So practically we are ruled by a particular party only. And so when unprecedented concentration of power, authority and command is there in our ruling classes, then some things become very, very sensitive, and the kind of management we see of the media, that suppresses the very basic thing, that is right information there. And if right information is not there, means a country is not aware, the country is misinformed, the country is brainwashed, and the kind of agendas you want to run, those will run. The kind of ideas you want to propose, those will be popularized, and those will be advertised in a way that these are the best methods. So who can evaluate, who can know about those issues, and who can ask questions? These problems are there. So with this one nation and one phenomena, there are basic problems, there are constitutional value based problems, there are philosophy based problems, there are interpretation based problems. Writer Sundar Sarukai said that maybe they do not even understand, or if they understand, then they are misadvertising some issues, and with some emotional logics they are propagating very, very dangerous things, because the idea of one in this country, that is very, very unique, very, very different. If we go to the ancient past, then our learnings, these are the most important heritage with us. And if we talk about the Vedic system, if we talk about the unorthodox system of Buddhism, Jainism and all, and other important philosophies, those all things were the practical ways of life. It was not any kind of subject in this country. So those practical ways defines and describes this idea of unity, because it's a kind of a most unique compilation, or you may say a diverse combination of the people in a single geographical entity, that is Indian subcontinent. So the idea of one can never be according to a majority of the religion, a majority of the faith, or a majority of some numbers. Idea of one cannot be according to the majority. It is always based on the quality of life, quality of unity, and the togetherness issue. It is a kind of a country where if 100 Agyanis are there, but one Tapasvi, if he is there and if he can enlighten the 100 people, then the one person is way more important, because he exercises the right knowledge and he clears the path for the life. So the quality was important always, because we strived for the aspect of Gyan, and Gyan always strive for the excellence and the quality. It never behind the numbers. That's the issue. A highly skilled person is always important than 100 laborers, although they have their own importance, but if we compare in the quality, then that person is way more important. That's a simple logic. So this is the phenomena applicable in Indian subcontinent, where you cannot impose one language or one religion or one system, one Sanskriti. This is a kind of a very problematic thing, and you cannot fix a single classical or traditional or cultural system for this country. One question was there in the UPSC that is inviting a lot of questions this year, that ask that the secularism aspect, is it a challenge for India's cultural tradition? So that question is very tricky, but wrong interpretation is there, means that never fixes a particular tradition for this country. Means this country does not have a specific tradition. You cannot say that, because various religions were living here, various faiths were living here, various languages, various cultures, customs, many civilizations, and their mix-up was here. So you cannot say something as an Indian tradition. The South Indian people, their traditions, they will be felt very different from the traditions of Punjab and Haryana. A drastic difference you will see. Likings and languages, the way of understanding, the way of lifestyle ways, those you will find different. But you see, still we are a unity, because that national feeling is there, and that is continuing within us since the British operation. So that is why the idea of one means something else. It is not something that you impose politically. The issues, the divisive issues are certainly there in this country, but you cannot say that one particular varna, one particular caste, one particular faith system or the religion, that is better than some other, and because of that, if the majority is believing in that, then those will be the norms for all of them. This will create a lot of problems. So these two articles, you please go through them. Very important texts these two are, and based on these two readings, you answer this question. As for the second article, writer summarizes this whole issue in the last paragraph, that oneness in one nation is the kind of oneness talked about by Narayan Guru, Shankara, the saints in the Bhakti movement, and the Sufi poets. It is the oneness between the humans and the world, and oneness between each one of us, independent of language we speak or the religion we practice. And as I told you, it is more about the quality always, never about the quantity. We have accepted the excellence always, and that was never coming from majority. Mahatma Buddha defied all these Vedic terms and these rituals, and whole system, the populations were, the masses were following those systems and rituals, but still he managed to excel there, because his ideas, his options and his explanations, those were excellent. So we cannot say that whatever majority says, that is always right. It is not something acceptable, and it is actually against the existence of that majority only. Maybe those people are pushed in some other mental condition, in some other mental phase, and later they will regret all of those things. And in history there are thousands of examples of this kind of mass mentality issues, and India is going through some intellectual crisis for sure, and this is having a single reason today, that we are misinformed, we are getting wrong informations, manipulated informations, and the media management is really dangerous. So that's why this question will be important here. So these are the basics, and the ideas are unique. So the oneness idea and the question on the present situation and the challenges that we are facing as a democratic country, those are discussed here. And one thing that is very important, as I was telling you about the main stage, that GS paper 4 and essay, where these two articles are totally relevant. Combinedly, these are for 500 marks in the mains, and you can easily score out of 500 350 marks if you have this analytical ability. Means you do not need any effort, you do not need any separate preparation, just these articles and the daily thinking and the mature opinion that you develop out of these daily readings and daily understandings. You will need nothing else for these two papers, and you can score easily 350 out of 500. You will realize when you will look at these papers that how I'm telling you this, and this is a true statement that you can score this much just with the help of these articles and these unique ideas. These are being asked there. If you go through the topics in the essay list, then you will realize this thing. Next article, important for GS paper 2 and 3, the issues of economy in the trade deals and these relations, economic relations with other countries. Those are discussed in paper 2 and 3 both. Here, after a Bonhomme phase and after a very delightful phase of Howdy Modi, we are back to those challenges which we were facing. And this 2019 year is a real challenge between India and America relations. After this event also, these issues remain, and these are not settled till now. Neither America nor India can compromise on these issues. Regarding the e-commerce issues, the GSP system was ended, and we changed some FDI rules, and the biggest companies, Amazon, Walmart, they are from America and they were hurt a lot. And GSP was ended. India was the biggest beneficiary of it. So India's exporters are having a lot of troubles today. Other important issues like intellectual property, H-1B visas, where we are raising questions, and where America was demanding a greater access to Indian market for medical devices like the knee implants, the stent wire and all, and the dairy and agriculture products, where America is very strong, and America just wants India's market access. But India is not able to give that much because we have our own concerns, and the economy of India that is going through a very difficult phase. So giving concessions, it's a very difficult task for India today. And already America is struggling with China in these trade deals. The tariff war is going on, and on a daily basis many issues are coming. So this is also a reason that they are skeptic about other deals with India too, and that's why they cannot compromise, and we have our own genuine reasons. So this deal is all stuck, and it again tells us that these formal relations and some happy moments between two countries, those are way different from the economic realities, and economic realities are affecting the countries on a practical basis. These things are momentary. This happy phase was there. A lot of announcements we saw in the media, but many things were advertised, but it was not the same as they were telling us. Means our Indian media was telling us that we are the biggest partner for America, and the great rapport is created there, and exclusive relations we have with America. But what happened the next day? The similar things, the similar statements were made for Pakistan's Prime Minister. So these things are all ceremonial, and many allegations were there regarding how the Modi event was that Trump needs votes for the next year election from the Indian community, and this is a very beneficial event for Mr. Trump there. So that's why that was totally different from these economic realities, and these issues are not solved. US wanted the 20% duty on mobile phones and Ethernet switches, but we cannot do that because that will be having a devastating impact on Indian industry. And already many political challenges are there, and regarding these dairy and agriculture products, we cannot allow that much because the industries are struggling in India, and this will be the additional problem for them. So politically, Modi government will not be able to sustain that. So that's why our concerns are also genuine. So we have to see how they settle these issues, and in the near future it does not look like a very beautiful phase in this economic relation as it was shown in the Howdy Modi event. Another article is also talking about the similar thing, so I have taken that issue here. Different peas in different pots. This article is the important article of the day, talking about the biotechnology sector. Important for GS paper 2 and 3 both. I myself being a biotechnology student in the past, I can tell you that this article is really hitting those basic regions, and something which India really needs in this sector, that is told in this article. Here, first thing, when we see the biotechnology sector, it's an advanced sector based on technology, hi-fi labs. When you imagine biotechnology, then you always remember those Hollywood movies where many experiments are going on, and the movies like Spider-Man and all. So everywhere the biotechnology is the important issue. And if we go with the researches and the future of the medicine, then this tells us that molecular medicine, genetic medicines are the future, and they will command the whole medical sector there. But still we are lacking in this sector, and a huge problem it can be for Indian industry in the future, because we are not doing much in this area. Industry is not supportive. Whatever progress we have done, a limited progress in this area, that is all supported by the government and the public exchequer there. So the real help which is needed is from the industrial sector. The financial support must be there from the industrial sector, but we are not understanding the importance of this sector. I tell you the real situation. Just about 10 to 15 years ago, there was a huge boom, and a lot of informations were coming regarding the biotechnology sector, and we were saying that we will create a kind of revolution there. Our revolution in the employment sector will also be there in the biotechnology area, and the future is changing, and a lot of things were going on. Reliance also announced that they will invest a lot in this area, but later all hopes were shattered, and careers for a lot of students, those were also a kind of a, you may say that those were shattered, the hopes were shattered, because neither the government nor the industry showed any interest in long-term investments. They could not take that much risk. They could not go for those ecosystem developments where the academics and industry, they should have gone hand in hand, and the condition of the higher education and the university in the states, we all know what kind of condition is there. Even the normal research is not happening. Even the normal studies are very in a problematic phase. Recruitments are not there, teachers are not there, students are just involved in some politics, or a kind of a time pass is going on, if we talk practically about those situations. If we leave aside some of the universities like IIT, IIMs, NIS and all, and NITs and all, leave them aside, talk about other colleges. Extremely problematic phase, means nothing productive is coming out of those, and lecturers are there on the contract basis, guest lecturers are teaching, and the permanent employment is very rare, and that's why the quality is not there. Everyone is looking for something else, and the interest is not there. This is the condition of higher education there. And when you want a ecosystem in the higher education for this specific field, which is extremely advanced, and specialization is needed, experts are needed, and that expertise cannot be developed without that ecosystem, then things become hopes shattering. So let's go by the article, and he compares this issue with the IT sector. You see, that is also advanced sector based on technology, and people are thriving for this new field, and a lot of employment it has generated, but the basics are different for the IT sector and for the biotechnology sector. IT sector is more or less a service driven sector now, and researches are going on according to its needs, and more services are being given by many companies there, and there's a lot of these IT professionals there. But this is not the case with biotechnology. It has not created any employment. If you compare it with other sectors, then the numbers are very minuscule if you talk about employment in the biotechnology sector. Although BIRAC talks about a lot, some funny situations we saw, means those were problematic situations where a political appointee in this body around 10 years back, Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, he made bizarre remarks there, and it showed that these people do not even understand what biotechnology is, and they were made the director there. So this insensitive and ignoring concern by the authorities, that shows the lack of focus, the lack of interest in the most advanced field of this world. We know it will give a lot of solutions. The problems of cancer, diabetes, they are dependent on the future medicines there, because we haven't found any proper solution for those problems, and the biotechnology is promising a lot there, but the researchers are needed, local researchers are needed. But for that we need to wait, because you cannot call this sector an employment generator, because it is based on the real research, and that is knowledge based. It is not like any other commercial sector. It is something that where, like education, we need to invest for long term, and then many researchers will flourish with that ecosystem. Industry will support that, and the employees will get a good amount of salaries, and a kind of positivity will be seen by the next generation, and then that lot will come, and they all will create that ecosystem, and then this interest will be developed, and it will be a condition like other countries like Australia, Germany, US, where these important prime locations are there for this research, and there a lot of issues are being discussed in this field, and they are going in a very advanced way. They can support, they have these labs. Even China has a lot of labs, and the writer talks about that. So the research is expensive, better scientific infrastructure is needed for that, and for all these things a lot of investment is needed, and it is not something that you invest today and after 2-3 years you get a great output there, and you get a good commercial value there. This is the problem, and that's why this publish or perish culture is developed in this sector. Means if the research or some other studies are supported financially, then they will demand a quick output, a quick commercial value there. Otherwise you perish there, you will not be supported anymore. So that's why only the expertise and the experienced people are working in this area, and they are also in a limited number, and the newcomers are not coming because they are not given any good financial support. Around 8 to 10,000, 15,000 rupees after giving lakhs of rupees of fee in these hi-fi colleges, and which are very few in number. These are mostly private colleges who are offering these advanced courses, and after paying lakhs of rupees there in the graduation or maybe post graduation, and you get a starting salary of 15,000 rupees, then it is totally a torturous thing, and it never appreciates you, motivates you to work further, because motivation is the prime need in the research. If you are motivated, then you will go very long. Otherwise you will always be concerned about your insecurities, and the financial insecurities are always a problem. And in India, in a country of lower middle class and the poor sections who are applying for the most menial jobs, means the PhDs are applying for the peon's job in that country, you think that people will be motivated to take up biotechnology as a career, then it's a huge mistake. So that is why, who will take this concern? Government has to motivate the industry, they have to support the industry to sponsor these programs. Otherwise there is no future of biotechnology in this country. Although they have made a plan for 2025 year, that $100 billion field we will create here, but this is not simple, and this sector in India lacks a lot of motivation, and it has all shifted from the fundamental research to applied research. Means commercial value everyone wants there. So we have to invest in basic research, then only we can get the fruits of this field. And you cannot take it as a employment generator in the starting, because in the starting we have to wait at least for 10 years, and this funding, which is mainly done by the public exchequer, that condition should be changed. Industry must support that. So these are the reasons given here, and the same things as I explained to you. The demand for young and inexperienced ones, these are very low. So that really a motivation killer in any field. If you compare our situation with China, if we have one researcher, they have 5, because they have understood the value of science and research. But in India, science is something for IITs and IIMs and these medical courses. Otherwise, science means a job giver, maybe for teachers or maybe some other streams, but not much motivation is there. And it is not actual sciences, because actual science means research and development, and that sector is really struggling. As I told you earlier also, that only 1% of the GDP, hardly we are investing in the R&D sector, and it is the combined data, means for all the fields, all the sectors. So that's really problematic, and that's why China has many labs, best of scientific instruments, infrastructures, and they are getting the benefit there. And that's why the premier researches are being done by China. So it is way ahead of us, and we in media threaten China on a daily basis, that China is trembling with fear, India has done something, India has done this. These are all lies, these are all foolishness that is being spread in this country, because these things, these stats tell us what is the difference there. It may be offending many of the people, but these are the harsh realities, and we have to improve here. Otherwise we have no place to stand there. And these are the most advanced fields: the weaponization issue, the space issue, the biotechnology sector, the IT sector. These are the futures, and here we need to be very strong. But how much support we have? After the ISRO event, the debacle which was there for Chandrayaan 2, we saw some funds were stopped there, and some financial problems, they were put up by the government there. So that's really concerning. So long-term funding is something that we need in this sector, and a different strategy, and the maturity in understanding, and a proper concern is needed. We can have clues from America, Germany, these kind of countries like Boston and Silicon Valley. These are the prime places in US where these are the hotbeds for biotech research, biotech innovation. We have to learn from there, and this is not the sector where it will not be fruitful. It will have a lot of commercial value. It will have. We have produced around 50 products till now, and they are doing very well in the market. But these are only excellent jobs. We need a whole ecosystem there. That's the issue. So I'm going to stop here. The facts we will take tomorrow, and you have to think about these issues, and the question that I've given you, please write that, and these are all issues. Okay, thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit Sani.